Hey guys, on today's video I'm going to teach you how to overcome interview anxiety. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to share with you the number one question that every interviewer asks and how that you can be prepared to answer that question. So that and more coming up. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. Oh, you only get one shot. Do not miss this chance and blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Whew, Eminem, thank you, bro. So welcome. If this is your first time joining me, my name's Tom Fulks, and this is my channel, Moving Forward with Tom. On this channel, we discuss not only what it feels like to live with anxiety and depression, but also things that we can do to overcome that and move forward through that anxiety and depression. Today's topic is going to be about anxiety that comes along with a job interview. We've all been there, and I want to help you be prepared so that you can at least erase 90% of that anxiety right off the bat. So we're going to jump right into it, but first I want to ask you if you've subscribed yet. Have you? You're watching the video. Have you subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Come on. There you go. Okay. And also, turn on notifications. It's the little bell that you see right here on the screen. That'll notify you every time that I upload a new video. During the video, if you're finding value, hit the thumbs up button to let YouTube know that it's interesting content. So enough of that stuff. Let's jump right into it. The first thing that you want to be is prepared. So how are you going to be prepared? The night before your interview is probably the most important night of your life, because you want to do certain things to prepare yourself for the next day. The first thing I'm going to suggest to you is pick your outfit out. I know it sounds silly, it sounds trivial, but that can cause a lot of anxiety in the morning when you're getting up and you try on 3 different things, or different shirts, or different dress, or different whatever you're going to wear to your interview, and you're thinking, oh God, this looks terrible on me. And you're already starting off that morning stressed. So get that out of the way the night before. Pick your outfit out, have it laid out. Also, make sure you have gas in your car. I've been going to an interview and look down, and all of a sudden I realize I have no gas and I'm going to have to stop and get gas. And I left early so I'd be fashionably early for the interview, and now I'm going to be fashionably late. Get gas in your car. And speaking of being early, always be early for an interview, because when you do, that gives you time to breathe a little bit before the interview starts. We get rushing around, and that's what gives us that tense feeling, is the rushing that we do in the morning to get ready to head into this interview. And we can alleviate a lot of that by just doing these few little things. But next I want to talk to you about things that you can do to prepare yourself days before the interview. One of those things is going to be anticipate the questions that are going to be coming your way. So how do you do that? The job that you're applying for has specific parameters around it that are going to be required of you if you get the job. So look into exactly what you're getting into and know what they're going to be asking as far as the job itself is concerned, and have a few of those answers tucked back in your pocket. But most of all, the answers that you want to have is your answers to your resume, because that resume that's before that employer is the only thing that they have to know who you are. So they're going to read down that resume and they're going to say, okay, you had a gap in your employment history here, about 6 months. Have that answer ready of why you had that gap. When we stumble and bumble around in an interview, it shows our nerves. And then the more that happens, the more nervous we get, and then we blow the interview. So get past that by being prepared ahead of time and have all of these things worked out in your mind. And another thing I'm going to suggest to you is to role play. I know that sounds silly, but sit down with a family member or a friend and role play an interview. Do a mock interview. Interviews are going to be 90% of the same questions. I don't care what type of job you're going for. They're going to ask you, tell me about yourself. They don't want to know about your dog. They don't want to know about your kids. They want to know about what you can do for them in this job. They want to know what your experience is, why you think you're prepared to take this job. That's the type of things that you want to be prepared to give that answer when asked it. So just be ready when they ask you that question so that you can come back with an answer right off the bat so that you don't have to sit there and hem-haw around and think, man, what am I going to say now? Be prepared and answer questions quickly when they're asked. If you're going for a sales job, a lot of times they're going to ask you how to handle objections. Well, every interview, you're going to have to learn to think on your feet, period. But also, if you practice ahead of time like we're talking about, you'll already have the answers prepared because you've gone over them before the interview. So practice makes perfect. I don't care what you're doing. Practice always makes perfect. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is to be confident in the interview. Confidence and cockiness are very closely related. Be confident, don't be cocky. No one wants to hire someone that's cocky, but they do want to hire someone that's confident. So how are you going to show them that you're confident? You're going to be prepared for the interview. You're going to have your shit together. You're going to have everything prepared ahead of time in your mind of what you're going to say, how you're going to answer questions, and be ready for the questions that you aren't prepared for. Do you know that the interviewer that's sitting across from you wants nothing more than to hire you? They don't want to go through the 50 applicants they have in front of them. They want you to be the missing piece to the puzzle. Trust me, I've been there. I've interviewed hundreds of people in my lifetime, and every one of them I'm hoping, man, I hope this guy or this girl's the one, only to be like, oh God. They'll come dressed with the wrinkled shirt and they'll show up late and their demeanor is just off and they're just nervous and they're sweating and you don't want to hire that person. So do yourself a favor and get all those nerves out of the way ahead of time. Have yourself prepared so that you know the answers. So in every interview, they're always going to ask you that one question. And that's what sets you apart from the other applicants. And that's one thing that you want to be prepared more than anything to answer. So what does set you apart? I want you to sit there and think about it and write these things down so that you are ready to give that answer. So what sets me apart? What sets me apart is I'm not only a team player, but I also know what it takes to get my job done, and I'm going to get it done no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes. I'm a hard worker. I work until the end, until the project is finished, and I always succeed. And the reason I do succeed is not because I'm arrogant. I succeed because I'm going to work at it and help pull in the things that I need to get the job done so that it'll be done not only to satisfaction, but to more than was expected of me. And the reason that is because I take pride in my work. I take pride in everything that I do. I take pride in the car I drive. I take pride in my home. I take pride in my family. But I really take pride in whatever work that I do because that's a representation of me and who I am. What sets me apart is I'm willing to do what it takes to stand above anyone else. I'll overwork anyone and I will learn the things that I don't know. I will learn. That's what sets me apart. And that's just an example of something you could say. You're going to have to tailor this answer to whatever job that you're going for, but have it ready ahead of time. Practice that so that you can fire it off as soon as you're asked it. Don't stumble over your words. That's the one question that you want to nail at any interview. So overcome that anxiety, throw it out the window, be ready to go. I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. Join me every week as we talk about different things that we can do to move forward in our life and to move past anxiety and depression. And also turn on notifications, which is the little bell, so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. Leave me a comment below to let me know that, hey, I was here, I enjoyed the video, I didn't like the video, I have a question about the video. Put it in the comments below. And also hit the thumbs up button. So that YouTube knows that you enjoyed the content and that you got value out of the content so they can share it with someone else. So until next time, just remember one thing, and that's to keep moving forward.